All right, guys, so we've been through the different types of fields that you can create with custom fields, whether it's contacts or it's opportunities. The field types remain the same. Now we're actually going to create some custom fields. But before we do that, I want to make sure that you understand what you're doing. Understand the difference between contacts and opportunity fields. Understand where these fields are going to show up. And understand where you might use a contact field versus an opportunity field. So getting started, first off, I am in the custom fields section, right? So if we go back here, we're going to go to settings, and then we can go down here. We're going to go to custom fields, okay? The screen that brings me to is just a list of all of the fields, both contact and opportunity. And you'll see object right there. This is where it's going to tell you whether it's a contact or it's an opportunity custom field. Now I can also see this organized by folders. So if I click on folders, all of those fields are grouped into a folder, okay? When I do this, I have to toggle between contact and opportunity. So when I go to all fields, the default group by is all, okay? And I can narrow that down a little bit more. Or if I go to folders, the default group by is contact. And so I would have to switch to opportunity if I wanted to see the folders for opportunity. We'll go into folders a little bit as far as organizing your custom fields in the next module. For now, we're just going to talk about creating these custom fields and where by default they're going to go. So contact custom fields. Where do contact custom fields? Well, contact custom fields live in the contact. So when you look over here, this is the contact detail over here. Okay. Now this will look different if you have more custom fields. This is the default. This is by default what fields show up in HighLevel for a contact. Now, what about opportunity fields? Opportunity fields look like fields on the actual opportunities themselves. So how do you look at these? Well, first off, let me show you. If I click on the name, it's going to take me to the contact. Notice how this view looks exactly like what I just showed you. So if you click on the name, when you're looking at your pipeline right here, if you click on the name, it's going to take you into the contact. If you click on the blank space, the white space on the opportunity card, it opens up the opportunity itself. And you'll notice I've got a completely different set of fields over here. So this isn't a blank account. This is a live account, as you can see. And I'm using this to show you kind of what people are using the opportunity custom fields for. This particular LO has a arrive sync set up. And so we have loan trackers. We've got property details. We've got milestone dates. We got agent details. We have co-borrower details. We've got loan details. And then we've got the standard stuff. This is going to show up in every opportunity. So all of those are opportunity custom fields. So you'll notice in here, if I go over to folders, the only folder that I have for opportunity is opportunity details. So we need to create those custom fields within opportunity, right? Let's go back to contact really quick. What's an example of how a contact could look in this situation? Well, if we open up one of these, okay, remember the last contact that I showed you, right? We didn't have very much going on, okay? This is a live account. What are we using this for? If you'll notice, there's a lot of folders over here. Now, some of these folders are redundant. You'll notice legacy no longer in use here. You'll also notice agent info right there, which really, in her use case, we're using it at the opportunity level. Like we're associating the opportunity to the agent and not the contact. So this could probably be removed. Maybe not. Yep. So there's different things that you can do in here. We typically are going to, typically what we're going to do is we're going to include lead submission info. So when somebody first fills out a lead form, that's going to be associated to the contact. Okay. Once I get an application, or once I get like an actual engagement with that individual, right, then it becomes an opportunity. And now details that are specific to that interaction get stored with the opportunity. So typically how we see loan officers use this, to be honest with you, is that they use contact details all the way up until it becomes a loan. And then once it becomes a loan, then they're using opportunity details. I think that there's a higher and better use case for this. I think that you can use opportunity details for more than just that. I think that you could probably use it for You could probably use it for a pre-qualification in general, right? For an application, like every application becomes an opportunity. And so that application, you store details related to that application. But the next time they apply in 3 or 4 months, that information might look different. So you're either going to override it in the contact. So give you an example. Let's say somebody submits their lead information and they submit that they have a 720 credit score. We're just going to use one field as an example. So if they did that, then I would say when they submit their lead information, I would put their estimated credit score right here, right in this estimated credit score field within the contact. So how do I create that? Well, I'm going to go over here. I have contact, general info, additional info. So I'm going to create a new folder. I'm going to call this lead submission info. Okay. And I'm going to create a new field and it's going to be a number. We're going to call it estimated FICO. Right? We'll go self-estimated FICO. Boom. Save. Okay. So now I have a self-estimated FICO that correlates with the lead submission. When they originally submit their lead, I'm going to store their self-estimated FICO there. Now, let's say I get an application from this person. Once I get an application, I know what their actual FICO is, right? This is no longer a self-estimated or even an estimated FICO. This is now an actual FICO score. So how do I manage that? Well, what I would do is I would create an opportunity and I would create a folder called application details. And I'm going to create it at the opportunity level. Okay. And I'm going to go into application details and I'm going to add a field and it's going to be a number. And I'm just going to call it FICO. Right? Boom. So now what does this do? What does this mean? So now I think I have a contact. Yep, we still have Alex. Okay, so I'm going to create an opportunity for Alex. Let's say Alex comes in and she submits and she says that she has a 720 FICO. Awesome. This is definitely a lead that we want to get an application from, right? Well, now let's say we got an application from Alex. So we get that application, whether we have HighLevel synced to our LOS or we're doing this manual, doesn't change. I'm going pre-contract because I don't actually have a contract yet. I'm going to go application received. Okay, so I received this application. Let's say it's a $350,000 application or an application for a $350,000 pre-approval. Okay, I assign myself as the owner. No followers here. We'll go over that later. I can put tags here if I want to, but no, I'm going to go here. I'm going to create this opportunity. Okay. Now, once I do that, notice my custom field shows up here, FICO score. So what am I going to do? All right. So Alex submitted her application. She was actually way better than she thought. She was a 747. Okay. Boom. Now this is updated. Now notice it also shows up in the timeline here. I think I might even get the update. So we have opportunity created. I'm refreshing my screen. Opportunity created. Okay, so the update didn't show there. That's okay though. So we have opportunity created now in the opportunity pipeline. Now let's say I follow up for Alex for 3 months with Alex for 3 months and Alex never gets back to me. She just ghosts me entirely, right? So I can move them over to abandon, move her over to abandon. Boom. But now, right, well, here we are 4 months later and Alex wants to apply again. So what are we going to do? Am I going to take that same opportunity? I probably wouldn't. By the way, I'm going to refresh so that this disappears on us. It should have disappeared. All right, so it's gone, right? So should I change this filter, change it to all, and take her out of abandoned and to live? I wouldn't. I would create a new opportunity. In fact, what I would probably do is I would actually name these opportunities. I would name these opportunities instead of just Alexandra Ward. I'm going to name it Alexandra Ward January 2024 or something like that, right? So we'll go update. Boom. So now we have, and again, I'm going to have to refresh here because it doesn't happen immediately. So now what we're going to do, we're going to look at this screen and it's going to say January 2024. So now, right, Alex wants to apply again. What are we going to do? We're going to go here, Alexander Award, and we're in May. Okay, so I'm going to go here. And this is pre-contract, and boom, once again, we're application received awaiting docs. And this time she's got more money. It's a $450,000 deal, or interest rates suck. So it's actually a $300,000 deal. This is probably more realistic, right? I'm going to assign myself as the owner. Boom. I'm going to create it. Okay. I don't allow duplicate opportunities. Hold on. I got to change that setting. This is good. This is good for us to go through. So if I go in here, boom, allowed. So what I did, sorry, I went way too fast for that. So I'm going to go to settings. It didn't allow me to create a duplicate opportunity. That is not what we want. We want to be able to have duplicate opportunities. So you're going to want to make sure that you go into settings. I'll do it again because I'm not narrating. Go into settings and you default to business profile there, which is what you want. Scroll down to general on the right-hand side in the second column. Scroll down to general. Your first option is allow duplicate opportunity. You're going to want to check that. And I think it saves automatically. There's no save button there or anything. So I'm going to go back now and let's see if it lets me create this duplicate. Boom. Now it lets me create it. Now I have my application details again. Let's say she waited a little bit. Her credit score went down a little bit. But now what I have is I have multiple opportunities that represent the multiple applications that were taken. Okay. So what this module, what I wanted you to get out of this module is two things. Number one, I want you to know how to create custom fields, whether it's a contact field or an opportunity field. You should know how to do that by now, right? Little recap. We go into settings, into custom fields, and you're adding a field right here, preferably inside of a folder so that you can keep track of your organization and you're not going back and having to reorganize stuff. But either way, you're going to add a field here. You're going to make sure that you select whether it's a contact or an opportunity after you choose your type, which we went over in the previous section. You're going to name your field, choose what object it is, and save it. Also, you can put it in a group or you can leave it ungrouped. I think it defaults to one of these if I leave it ungrouped. Let's see. Test. Yeah, you got to select a group. So it'll tell you, it'll force it back. Select your group. Boom. Next section, we're going over organizing your fields and making sure that you keep these nice and neat so that your CRM, your platform, it stays as valuable as possible. So stay tuned. We'll see you on the other side.